Before I begin reading a book, I always browse the book and read the back to make sure I get an idea of what the story is going to be about. Take a minute to look through the pictures. Press pause so that you can do that. Okay, now that you've looked through the pictures, let's read the back of the book to get an idea of the story. The kids in room 3B are holding a sharing and caring tag sale to earn money for charity. Song Lee and Ida are selling friendship bracelets. Doug is selling books, and Sid is selling fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. But something else is on Harry's mind. His grandmother is having money trouble, and Harry wants to help. So he comes up with a plan to raise money for her. The problem is that Harry doesn't realize his plan involves stealing from the class's charity collection. How can Doug stop his friend from becoming a horrible thief? Could the answer come from one of Sid's delicious cookies? Let's turn to Chapter 1. Press pause while you find Chapter 1. Chapter 1. The Super Cookie. That cookie looks delicious. My name is Doug, and I'm in third grade. I write stories about my best friend Harry and all the horrible things he loves. I've written about an earwig, green slime, a dungeon, a burnt wiener, vultures, and even dead fish. This story is different. It's about a chocolate chip cookie, not a regular one, a super cookie. I needed it to have special powers. I had, turn the page, to use it to stop Harry from doing the most horrible thing he had ever planned to do. What was that horrible thing? And did the super cookie work? I'll tell you all about it. Let's look at the next chapter. Not a normal Harry day. It started on Monday morning before school. Harry got out of his grandmother's red truck as usual, closed the door, and then did something very unusual. Harry did not run down the ramp to the playground. He just stood there, watching us play kickball. I waved to him. "You can be on my team," I shouted. I rolled the red rubber ball over the plate. Song Lee kicked it high into right field, then dashed to first base. Well, Harry didn't join us. He just sat down at the top of the ramp and crossed his arms. He didn't even say Yahoo when Song Lee touched home plate and scored a home run. I could tell right away that today was not a normal day, or excuse me, not a normal Harry day. Later in the morning, our class went to the library. Our librarian, Mrs. Michelson, came over to Harry. "I have a brand new book for you," she said. I shivered when I saw the cover. It had a picture of a big, hairy tarantula with 8 eyeballs. "No, thanks," Harry said, and he shuffled over to the nearest table and sat down. If I look at the picture, I can see Harry all huddled over there, and look at his face. He looks kind of like maybe he's upset, or maybe this is where he's worried about his grandmother that we learned about from the back. Let's turn the page. I made a beeline for Harry. "What's going on?" I asked as I sat next to him. "You love creepy books like that." "I can't talk about it, Doug," he mumbled. "Why not?" I said. "That's what friends are for. You talk about things and maybe they can help." "Mm, not with this," he replied. "With what?" I asked. "It's it's private," Harry insisted. Whoa, I thought, this is not a normal Harry day. At noon, things got worse. Harry wasn't in the hot lunch line. "Hey," I said, "where you going?" Harry pointed to room 3B's lunch table. He had a lunchbox in his hand. I grabbed my tray of hot food and followed him. "You always eat hot lunch on Sausage Day," I said. "What's up?" "Nothing," he answered. "Want my broccoli?" I asked. I knew Harry loved that smelly vegetable. Harry shook his head. I dangled a sausage link in front of his face. "Want a juicy bite?" "Nope," Harry answered. Then he reached for his peanut butter sandwich. We didn't say another word. We just ate our lunches. Everyone else at room 3B's table was busy talking about the third grade's annual sharing and caring tag sale. It was coming up on Thursday. "Which charity do you want to earn money for?" Mary asked. "Miss Mackle said we could vote after lunch." "I know who I'm voting for," Sydney replied. "The animal shelter. They save lots of dogs from the death chamber." "It's not called a death chamber," Mary corrected. "Dogs are put to sleep." "It's the same thing," Sid insisted. "It's not fair. Animal shelters need money to keep dogs alive." "Well," Mary said, "I'm voting for the Girl Scouts. That's a very caring group." "I know because I am a Girl Scout. We collect food for community soup kitchens, and we make things for nursing homes." Dexter raised his hand and pretended to write in the air. "I'm doing a write-in ballot. I'm voting for the EFC." "EFC?" Mary questioned. "That sounds like KFC." Dexter chuckled. "Well," he said, "Elvis did like fried chicken, but that's not what EFC means. It's the Elvis Fan Club." "That's not a charity," Mary replied. Dexter made a fist. "Bummer," he mumbled. Harry finally broke his silence. "Don't you know? Charity begins at home," he snapped. "Granddad says that all the time." Mary carefully set her tuna salad sandwich back in its plastic container. "Harry Spooger," she said slowly, "we are not going to earn money so we can spend it on ourselves." "I don't see why not," Harry insisted. No, today was definitely not a normal Harry day. Think about the chapter that you just read. What have you learned about the characters? What are some clues in the story that help you know a little bit about how the characters act? The character says that this is not a normal Harry day. How is Harry acting now? So if this is how he's acting now, how does he normally act? I'll see you for chapter 2.